As human beings, we are social creatures. We need community. We need to be around other people in the same way that we need food and oxygen. As a result, all of us, including myself, have a strong urge to try and manipulate the world around us to make people like us. Maybe we change the way we dress or the way we speak. Maybe we pretend we have interests that we don't actually have. All because we want to get part of the in crowd. We want to be part of the group. Here's the problem. Most of the time, most people don't even know what they want to eat for dinner. So how can they possibly know how we should respond in order for them to like us? And if they don't know how we should act, how can we possibly know? Thus, trying to make people like us is a recipe for disaster. It may work in the short term, but in the long term, we'll be miserable, and frankly, so will they. The reason for this is one word: karma. You see, we didn't just drop here out of thin air. You, I, all sentient beings are the result of karma, the result of an endless ocean of causes and effects coming together to create us in this moment. So when we try to make people like us, what we're actually trying to do is overcome that sea of karma that we don't even really know exists, to try to get them to feel something that maybe their karma won't allow them to feel. We've all seen people who are angry, who are kind of unpleasant to be around, and yet they have lots of friends. We've seen other people who are kind and generous, and yet they tend to be ignored and cast to the sidelines. This is all a result of karma. The Buddha himself, a fully enlightened being, was seen as a troublemaker and was cast out of some towns because they just didn't like him. So if the Buddha could not make other people like him, how can we? The best thing we can do is to live our lives in accordance with the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, ensuring that we're not causing unnecessary harm to ourselves and others. When we understand that suffering is caused by desire and the way to end suffering is to end desire, well, we'll look at all of our desires carefully, ensuring that acting on those desires will not cause suffering. Similarly, when we live in accordance with the Noble Eightfold Path, practicing right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, well, in that moment, what happens is, again, we live our lives in a way that relieves suffering for ourselves and others. Does that mean other people will like us? No. But it does mean we're not giving them reason to dislike us. And even if they do dislike us, at least we can live with the knowledge that we are making life better, not just for ourselves, but for them as well. There's literally nothing we can do to make people like us, to make them want us to be around. But if we live our lives in accordance with Buddhist teachings, we can learn to appreciate life and maybe not be so beholden to other people's views. Amitabha.